It's Sunday, it's 8 o'clock, it's stream time, and welcome to my first ever Dune Awakening live stream. This is something that's been in the making for many years that I've been waiting to do this, and we've finally got a live stream that we can do without NDR, and we can play it, and we can see it, and we can talk about it. It's absolutely great. Right, welcome everybody. Lots of people in chat as usual. Let me see. Robert Mannix is back in his spot at the first one. Hi Robert, good to see you. John Bet. So can't wait for this evening. Nice one, John Bet. And Griznak is third. Hi all. Got the invite to the beta Saturday, so I've been giving it a go today. Oh, nice one. Hopefully there's a few people here that has got the invite to. For those who don't know, this is a massive. They call it the beta weekend, so it's kind of an open beta, but you had to get a key to get into it. But there was so many ways of getting keys, and there's tens of thousands of people playing. The server list is just crazy. I was actually, so when it went live on Friday, I was obviously at work on Friday, and then I had a night out on Friday night, so I wasn't able to play it on Friday night. So I just had to sober up a little bit on Saturday, and then I started playing it on Saturday. But yeah, the servers, lots of busyness, so lots of people are having a crack at it. Who else do we have? Buddy B, good to see you. How are you? The Bearded Phoenix, good to see you. Rex Havoc, good to see you. Oh, how do you pronounce that? TLSSX Traitor. Hello to you, anyway. We'll call you TLS from now on. Kathy Ann, good to see you. How are you? Audu Gaming, Audu says he had everything and all it took was one worm to bring me to my knees. Oh, got eaten by the worm and lost everything, did you, Audu? Bandy B saying, haven't been eaten yet. One had to chase me a bit, but I was on sand scooter, so I hit rock before it hit me. Nice one. It's relatively easy to do that in the sort of small areas, but the big bits of sand between the various zones, you're on your bike for a long time. Grisnut says, at least Shai Halud looks like it's based on the miniseries and not the film. I believe the worms in these zones are the smaller worms, but the great big huge worms with the mouths that eat the whole harvester and stuff like that, I believe they will be in the deep desert, but have never been to the deep desert, so I can't actually tell you. Zarmal, good evening, how are you? And yes, also got eaten cough twice, okay. Zereth, good afternoon. Bulwark, good afternoon, good evening even. Happy Mother's Day is it Mother's Day somewhere in the world, is it? Happy Mother's Day for the mothers of the world. Lake Damon, hello there, good to see you. Rio Mazin, good to see you, hello. KNF Brunner, hello. Angelo, he does a June live stream, but no more No Man's Sky streams. I see how it is. You never know, maybe one day we'll do another one. The last one was a bit on the rough side. Rushing Edge, good to see you, hello. Bourbon86, good to see you. Angela says, also the gremlin wants everyone to know she's lost her 2 front teeth. No singing is required. Oh, how cute. Is there such a thing as a tooth fairy where you are, Angelo? Is that a thing? As Bulwark says, he tried it once and it was rough. Yeah, that was a rough night. That was my first ever expedition and it was rough. Got a really bad spawn location. Skull Leader, good to see you. Space Crack, yes. Angelo remembers he was there, yes. I think between you and Trip, you basically saved my stream that night, because otherwise I was completely stuck. I'm hoping the quick respawns don't come to the main game. Quick respawns of what? Is that of the materials or what? Oh, it jumped forward there as it always does. To be fair, it would have been a lot If Trip and I hadn't tested audio, it would be a lot smoother if we tested audio. Yeah, if we try to get the audio working before the stream, it might have been better. Yeah, Raven, good to see you. How are you? Beck the Tinkerbot, you also say Happy Mother's Day. So I guess it's Mother's Day somewhere in the world. Is that in America then? Is it a Mother's Day in America? Zeros, looking forward to the stream. Thank you. 6 badges. Bonsoir, mon ami. Good to see you. David William George Newell, good to see you. Game Labs, hello Game Labs. I was very confused, Game Labs, because obviously I was out on Friday night and I was looking forward to the stream that you were going to do. And when I logged on Saturday morning to see it was a First Descendant stream, I was like, what's going on? But sounds like G-Portal screwed you over. So hopefully next week it'll be better. Sheriff, good to see you. Good evening. Dang it, man. Iron Brew, so yummy. Indeed. Paul Churchill, I'm fairly new sub, but hi. Well, welcome. Is this your first stream, Paul? Good to see you. David says, oh dear, how do worm fodder? When I got to play, I'm going to just get swallowed by a worm just to say I've been worm food. It ate me and my little June buggies, as I do. Let's see. Angela saying, fear not how do the age of the KO brothers are ruling the Dunes is fast approaching. Is it? Does that mean Angelo's buying a PC? Everybody welcoming Paul. Nice. Thanks for the welcome, he says. You're very welcome. Grishnak says, worm got me 2 different ways. Once from below and the second was it chased me down. Yeah. So what they do, if they detect you, they come bursting out of the ground straight up, and then they go back into the ground, and then they just hone straight for you, and you have to get to the rocks and off the sand before they reach you. How do you say Mother's Day in Germany? Max on the non-alcoholic beer. In Romania as well. Oh, okay, so is it? It's because Mother's Day is in March in the UK. So, happy Mother's Day to anyone anyway. Borbin says, I haven't been eaten by the worms yet, but I've definitely had a few close calls. Yeah, me. There's a point in the game where you have to go out and get, I think, is it sugar sand it's called? You need to get out to get the sand in order to make silicon blocks. And you basically go out, you have to make some noise with the tool that you use, which attracts the worms, and then as soon as you get a tiny little bit of sand, jump on the bike, shoot to the rocks, let the worm go past, and then go back out. It's pretty scary stuff. Fike, good to see you. Happy. Oh, hello, dear travellers. There's a No Man's Sky reference there. Suburban Gaming Dad, happy Mother's Day to all mothers watching, to the mums of all the nerds in this community, and of course to the Red Mother herself, indeed, the leader of the mothers. Everything, people and materials seem to respawn quickly. Yeah, and yeah, but it's that whole thing is like if you've got lots of people playing, the materials especially seem to I wonder if it's a dynamic respawn, a bit like in Warcraft. If the more people that are in the zone, the faster things respawn. So it might be a demand, but the materials like the stone rocks and the copper nodes and stuff like that, the people relatively so, but then the loot in the chests, it takes quite a while to respawn. Zera says, anyone on the beta experience PvP? I haven't. I've seen more people on this beta because obviously it's a lot more busier, but I haven't really been to any of the PvP zones, so I haven't encountered it yet. Saw on Twitch someone had Happy Mother's Day, so I assume somewhere in the world is Mother's Day. I guess it must be. And it is Paul's first stream. How to send a friend request in game? Not a clue. Not a clue. Game I was saying, yeah, apparently moving servers over to new systems, hopefully working for Friday. Excellent. I never got any notifications about my server. Was it just PlayStation servers getting moved? Robert Mannix, I hope it's back to normal next week. I was looking forward to what the crazy crew had planned. Yeah, well, we built up to hear what the Crazy Crew was going to be happening on Game Lab stream, but then it didn't happen. Flower Sand says, "How do?" The research depots are supposed to be PvP according to a review I watched. Yeah, the research demo in the shipwrecks, but that's in other zones. That's not in the beginning zone. That's in the as you go through the other. I think there's 12 zones in the Haga Basin altogether. Wonder if they have drum sand. They most definitely do have drum sand, because when you drive over it with your sand buggy, it makes a lot of noise. Romania, it's on 8th of March, Women's Day and Mother's Day on the same day. So that sounds about the same time as in the UK, Bulwark. Troy Kurtz, Happy Mother's Day. So I'm definitely thinking it's Happy Mother's Day in America. Zarmal, in quite some countries, over 50 I think, around the world, Mother's Day is on the second Sunday of May. Okay. In Conan Exiles, there is no friends list, just guild. Mibika, hello to you. Watched the game and reignited a lots of toxic game mentality I had in Ark. I'm going to raid everyone. In Dune Awakening, you will be raiding nobody, because there is no base raiding whatsoever. Unfortunately for you. Exotic, will you create a guild on launch? I probably will, but my difficulty is that, like, how do you get everybody on the same siege at the same time? Because they filled up so quickly. I think it would be you'd really have to do some work to get everybody on the same siege. By the way, Anger, thanks for the key, even if by chance my mind has been made up for Dune. Made up in a positive way or a negative way, Swamp? Anyway, right, so I have played a little bit this weekend. I am basically around about the same stage I was at the end of my preview build. So I'm actually in the same location. If I switch on the GUI. So we're here, we're halfway between Imperial Test Station 2 and the Shipwreck. I've got as far as I've been over the big sand, over and set up a little base over here in the Eastern Vermilius Gap. These are the I think these are the drum sand, these red bits here. There's the Shipwreck for the second location. But what I didn't do in the previous playthrough was I didn't really do any of the what are they called? Contracts? Yeah. Contracts. So you have to do the first contract when you first go to the Griffin's Reach trade post. You have to do the first contract, which is to go outside and grab 40 copper, and then go straight back into go straight back in and hand them in. The second contract is the Wrecking Crew contract, is acquire a Holtzman amplifier, which is in the Shipwreck, it says, but when I went in, I never found it. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to just do some contracts. We're going to run around doing some contracts. Let me see, what have I got? I've got the Karpov 38. I've got the second level cutter ray, the one that you need to mine iron. So I got some iron nodes up there. I've still got my improvised pistol. I think everything else is standard. There's the... Oh no, it's a standard Kajal. Did I not even make the... where is it? Weapons, Caliph's Drinker. Do I have... I have the stuff to make that. Let's craft one of them. Yeah, look, there's iron ingots there. That's as far as you can go in the base game is iron. You can't go as far as steel. You've only got the first 3 zones, so you can only go up as far as iron. Right, there it is. Let's grab that. It's one of the unique weapons that you get the recipe for. Let's chuck that on there. Let me recycle my original Kajal. That one there. Okay. Right, our water. So as you can see, I've got 2 blood extractors. They are both full. But I've also got 2 water cisterns. So the blood extractor holds 1,000 milliliters of water each. If I could get into it. So that's this bit here, 1,000 milliliters. But attached to the circuit is 12,000. Each one of these things holds 6,000 millilitres each, so I've got a maximum of 12,000 water, of which I've got 6,500 of it. So I can get some water from there. Right, so we're going to go to the shipwreck and we're going to actually find that Holtzman amplifier. Of course it is sunshine. Let me put my helmet back on. Oh, one thing I'll point out, that in my preview playthrough I played the soldier, or I started off as a soldier. This one I did the Mentat. So the sort of starting ability for the Mentat is the Sentinel, which is this like kind of turret thing, and this does so much damage, it's just amazing. The second one I've got is Shield Wall, so that's my two abilities on Q and C. I've got some buffs that reduce the durability loss, that increases range damage by 10%, and that gives me 25% extra damage on headshots, but reduces the body shot damage by 15%. So that is a technique that will kick in when you start firing like that. That's the skills I've got at the moment. Right, so we're going to head off in the sun, which is never going to be the best idea. And that building just sticking out of the sand over there is the first shipwreck. We're actually in the shadow here. I'm just going to go for it across here. Stay in the shadow. Way. And we'll see, because it's multiplayer, that somebody could have run through this place and then they might have killed everybody before I get there. In fact, I'm going to go round the back door so I can park my bike inside the building. You would normally go down that end and go in the front door, but if we go over here to the east side, there's a little door that we can get in. In here somewhere. I think that, here it is, here it is. I can park my bike in here and hopefully it won't get damaged by a sandstorm if the sandstorm comes past. Let me go in any further? No, it doesn't look like it is. Okay. Here we are. Right, so we can't get through that door. It is locked. Let me catch up with chat before I get any further. Angela will find a way, he says. Like Demon, hello there. Good to see you. Audu's very positive. Oh, so Audu's mind has been changed. He was not keen on Dune Awakening at all, but the beta weekend has changed in a positive way. Excellent. The way you say Dune sounds like June, so that's the sort of ongoing thing, is that Dune was supposed to come out on the 20th of May. It is now coming out on the 10th of June, so it's now June is coming soon in June. But if we jump down here, this is this way, this is the front bit, so there is people in here. Let me just chop down my turret, and then I'll pull that person over and watch the turret. There you go, it's down, he's down, and he's down, and then the turret disappeared. The turret is so OP, and this is only level 1 of the turret. It's got 3 levels it can go to. Really cool. Right, what have you got on you? You've got some darts, loot that. You've got a bandage, and then hit... Oh, if I go I in the blood instructor, if I hit T and make it my favourite, you get a little heart there. And then down in the bottom right hand corner, you can say, if you double tap G, it instantly goes to your favourite, and then we can extract its blood. Get 1,000 blood out of these. You can make... Oh, I've got enough intel points for it now. If we go to the blood section, we can now make blood extractor Mark II that requires iron ingots and EMF generator, and that does 2,000 millilitres of blood per person. So you get double, and it needs 5 to make that. I need to get the blood sac as well, which then holds more blood. Right, so this looks like nobody's been in here recently, so there is mobs in here. and the doors are not blown open. David says, definitely going to be playing Dune when it releases for console. Been looking forward to this since it first announced. Bulwark says, will there be no private servers? So they're saying there's not any private servers at launch, but possibly in the future. Can you fast travel from base? No, you can't, Joe. There's no fast travel in the game at all. Can't you wear something to cover your head? Was that a message, Tamerson, was that a message before I put my helmet on? Because I've got a helmet on covering my head. You can actually, which I do like, you can go into settings, gameplay, and you can switch off show helmet, so you can have your helmet on, but you get to see my beautiful Harkonian goth face. So like in a lot of games you need a mod to do that, but in this game you can have it as part of the base game. Let me see. Hobo, really loving Dune. Have played about 10 hours. Combat is clunky, but I have really enjoyed mowing down scavengers with my mental turret. Ah, so I saw that you were a mentat as well. I watched your stream. I watched your stream yesterday. I wasn't available to watch it live, but I watched it later on. And that was a prime example about how staying out of the sun affects you, because when you were building that base and you were in brilliant sunshine, your water just drained. Right, these are the sort of medium chests that have got some relatively okay loot in them. This is the little chest. So these sort of squarish chests contain ammo, so there are darts in there. There's other chests that we'll see later on that just contain med stuff. Right, so if I come in here and press J for my journey step, go to contracts, wreck and crew, it tells me I'm 17 meters away from it. And if I wander over here, there is a normal little chest here. I'll grab that. We are now 4 meters away from it. And what I never noticed before, because that's, you see that the lootable chests have got a little light on it. This one does have a little light on it, but it's side on to you, so you don't see it from here. So I never noticed it. These chests are contract chests. If I look in there, you get a bit of coin and Holtzman amplifier. That's the chest there. Right, let's just clear out the rest of here, just for giggles. Get my rifle up again. There's a dude there. Let me just drop it down and then Q again to activate it. Shoots that guy, and it shoots that guy. Is there somebody else in there? No. GG, get my blood extractor, get the darts, get that. The combat really reminds me of Mass. I've not played Mass Effects, unfortunately, so I can't really compare it. Where's that other person there? You don't have any loot, but you have blood. A little chest, grab that. Then we have to cut our way through the door. I really like this idea that you can scan it, find the hinges, cut the hinges, and the door falls down. Right. Anybody who watched my actual preview video, I was leaning behind that red barrel there, which is an explosive barrel, and it got hit. I shot it and it blew up in my face and it almost killed me. So let's not do that again. Let's put the turret down. Let's shoot that guy to bring him in. Did it get him? I think there's something up here, isn't there? Yep, there's a little chest here. So the square one again, darts. Then we go. I'll let you see the screen, by the way. It's one of these. Oh. Got him. Reload. That's my second ability, is a screen, but the turret works so well. GG, get your blood. Now you see that I totally see that, which I don't mind, but I think it could be smoother. Definitely, yeah, it probably could be. Right, grab all that loot. I don't know whether it's down to the online effect making it so janky. Loot that darts. Get your blood. You don't have any other loot. And then this is the large chest. What I think they're getting called the constellation chest because it's got the the star map thing on the top. So we've got another recipe to make that drinker. So you can only make them if you've got a recipe. So once you've made it once, the recipe disappears. So if you want to remake one, you have to come and get another recipe. Spice infused copper dust, we'll need that. Let's take all of that because we'll just break down what we don't use. Oh, and then we need the purple identification band to go through the purple door, which takes us back out here. And that's us completed the first shipwreck. Right, so now I have to deliver the Holtzman amplifier to Griffin's Reach trade post. But we'll nip home first and we'll drop our loot off. And also get our blood into the extractor to get it processing. Plain mentats or berry mentats? Yes. Sounds like the mentats in Fallout. Wish there is fast travelling at least between two bases. Yeah. I think what they were saying is that they didn't want to have fast travel because the danger of driving out in the world and getting eaten by the worm is real, and if you can just fast travel to bypass that, it takes that away. There's somebody in this little scavenger post. There is. Right, let's jump off the bike. Let's go take them out. So I did really like the soldier. Oh, there's nobody here. Oh, there is. They're out in the sand, are they? Got you. What have you got in your chest? Reload. Take your darts. So I've got a load of darts there. I left the base with 1,000 darts and I've got 1,079 now. Using the Sentinel turret thing saves me a lot of darts. Alright, there's the Sardaukar ship scanning for people, so we've got to keep away. There's another one over there. Need to keep away from that. Hello, people's bases. Oh, you wanting to have a go, are you? Oh, right, let me get my knife out. And parry. And kill. GG. Harley Gamma. New sub, found you because of Dune, and following Leo from Frog Leap, got my subscription. Rock on. Oh, I love Rio from Frog Leap Studios. Absolutely love him. Shade doesn't matter if you're on your little Dune buggy, it's got aircon, you don't get heat stroke. I was never too sure about that. I does see like temperature stuff on it, and it doesn't show you overheating. But I was never sure. I thought it's always best to stay in the shade. Can't you get your pike to follow you? Your bike so you can make a tool that brings that you can basically store your bike or any other ship or vehicle in your tool. I don't think I have one of them, but no, it won't follow you. You can just park it. Right. Whoa, look at that. Do a roll. Alright. Do a 3-point turn. Right, let me see, what have we got here? So actually if we hold E, it'll put, it's quick deposit, it'll put anything in there that's already there. Got quite a lot of stuff. Same in there. Storage is full. What can't I put in? That needs to be scrapped, so does that. I can learn that now. You have to learn it in your house. And then let's drop off my excess darts there. Right, this is the recycler. We're going to scrap that damaged pistol, scrap the carp off, and scrap the gloves. All these things with red on it that are half busted that you pick up. Scrap them and get some materials back. Right, let's take a drink. Get my fluids up to maximum. And we can go deposit a bunch of blood. And deposit a bunch of blood in here. Got all the blood deposited? Yes. So having two blood purifiers is a good thing to have because it processes. Blood takes quite a while to process, so it just processes it twice as fast. But they only hold 1,000 milliliters, so these cisterns. What do you need to make the cisterns? That's underwater. Oh, so they are copper ingots. You need 25 copper ingots each to make them. But yeah, they hold 6,000 each, so that's why I've got a circuit of 12,000 plus 1,000 for here and 1,000 for there. Or maybe they hold 5,000 and then these are 1,000, so altogether it's 12,000. I think that's maybe what it is. But a really good way, because I've also got my Litter John, Hijara Little John, that's got six charges of water in it, so it's kind of a little safety valve. Okay, deliver Holtzman amplifier to Griffin's Reach. Let me see. Once you get Ornithopter, travelling will be very fast. Yes, we're a long way from getting an Ornithopter, and you can't get it in this beta. Oh, Sardaukar. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. We're going this way. Bulwark saying, Harley, welcome to the family, indeed. Beers VOA. Hello stranger, long time to see, my friend. Hope you are well. Indeed, thank you. How are you? Oh, I'm not even scrolled down to the bottom of the chat. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh me. I'm miles behind chat. Right. In the UK we always say June and June the same. Yes, indeed. How do you say, Jesus, that is OP. I'm assuming you're referring to the Sentinel. You can upgrade that turret 2 times. Yep. Thank you for the warm welcome. You're more than welcome. Mind you, the Swordmaster flying nut shot is pretty much an insta-kill. I've never... That's the only one I've not played is the Swordmaster so far. Good Dales, finally caught a stream rather than working. Oh, welcome. Good to see you. David said, it's a good idea when playing Conan. I always transmog helmets to something like jewellery, as I think it's daft that you can't see the face. Yes, okay, I know where we're talking about now. Mark Santos, hello. Happy Sunday stream day. Thank you, Mark. Ian O, good evening. Sorry I'm late. Think I'll be getting this ASAP. Oh, nice one, Ian. Game Labs, the graphics look really good. Yeah, they do. They do indeed. Any UE5 quirkiness? Not that I've seen so far, Servbot. How long have you been gaming, Anger? Red barrels always go boom. They do, but I didn't notice it was a red barrel. That was the problem. And it wasn't until I was editing it, because when I just saw the explosion after I shot my rifle, and after I saw the explosion I was like, well, what was that? And when I edited it I realised I was ducked down behind that box with the red barrels in it. I was like, ah, that'll do it. Right, so we're staying on this rough bit to keep us safe from the worm on the sand. Oh, look. somebody's built a base like into the rock. Interesting. How do you get your bike and stuff up? And they must come up from the other side. There's the worm going across. That's the big bit of sand is the gap to the next zone. So this bit here is Haga Basin South. This is kind of the noob area. And then that's the second area, Eastern Vermilios Gap. And then there's an area here, Western Vermilios Gap, that's the 3 zones that you've got to get in this beta. There's I think there's either 12 zones altogether, or there are another 12 zones, one of the two. We're heading straight across over there. Right, let's go. There it is. The light's coming out of it. Whee! Right, this is the short gap across the sand. Somebody's made a little base there with some sort of way it goes all the way up to the top. Interesting. Right, so oh, somebody's built a base here. Have they left a space to get through? Nope. I could get through, but my bike can't get through. I would have thought this would have been close enough to be a no-build zone. Oh, crash. Right, can I get up this way? Yes, we can. Up we go. Right, so when you're doing the first quest and you have to get 40 copper, that's the node. You can get your 40 copper node if you don't have any with you. Right, so this is the trade post here. They handily give you a little garage so that if the sandstorm comes, your bike can be safe in the garage. The doors will shut. Just like when you're in here, these doors will shut and protect you from the sandstorm. Right, let's see. These are just NPCs. So there's no players in here today. Right, let's see what chat's saying. Where did we get to? Stinkfinger has prepaid for it, but I have been a Dune geek for decades. Nice. Griznak says, Surfbot, I've had my character fall slightly below the ground, if that's what you mean by quirkiness. PG Ben, good to see you. How are you? Joe Payne says, noob question, but can you have a Harkonnen looking character but aside with the Atreides? You certainly can. You certainly can. I don't think they are here. No. You have to go to... Oh, there's another player. Gatharos, good to see you. How are you? There's nobody here, but you get a... If you go to the trading post in the second zone, which I can't remember where it is. I think it's over here somewhere. Ironworks, Deep Struggle. Yeah, I think it's over here somewhere. That's when you first encounter the House Atreides representative and the House Harkonnen representative, and you can start doing missions for them to improve your standing with them. So you can look like whatever you want and then join whichever house you want. Anthony V34, you're awesome following since Conan. Is this a good game worth a buy? I think so. It's obviously not going to be the game for everyone. It's pretty similar to Conan, but the sort of crafting and leveling up and all that sort of stuff, it's kind of similar, but a lot more survival based. The world is a lot more dangerous. Just keeping your water topped up, especially when you go into the second zone, because the temperature of the second zone is higher. So you'll use up more water more quickly. So you're always in this loop, but obviously you then get better tools to extract more blood and generate more water, and you're in a loop of getting better stuff all the time. Can you have a male and choose Bene Gesserit? Yes, you can. Anybody can choose. So Bene Gesserit, Swordmaster, Soldier. Where are they? Here they are. So Trooper. It's not Soldier. It's Trooper. This is the one I play on my preview, and that's the explosive dart, and that's the assault seeker that I was using. That's the Cigar Wire Claw, which is really handy. It wasn't until after I finished my preview that I realised you could use that for climbing up the walls. You can launch yours. It's like a grappling hook that'll launch you. I just thought you were just firing it at people and pulling them to you, but I then found out you can actually ping yourself up into the air using that as well. So that is pretty cool. Then you've got the Mentat, which I'm using the Sentinel and the Shield Wall. You've got the Bene Gesserit, and any character can be a Bene Gesserit. And it's all voice-based commands, so the voice-based compel, sprint, rapid register, ignore, get people to ignore you so you can kill them. Then this is a healing sort of stuff. Get more health or better healing. And then you've got Swordmaster, which is the one, this is the one that Swamp was talking about, the knee charge. They shoot towards you and smash you in the face with their knee. Deflection and blade damage. But yeah, I haven't played that one. And eventually it will unlock the Planetologist skill. You pick one of these 4 at launch to start off with, but you can learn, you can meet the trainers, and anybody can learn any of this. And eventually we'll do a quest that will take us to the Planetologist, and we'll be able to learn that as well. Can you also trade sides once? I believe you can trade sides once, yes. So you can level up one team so far, and then you can swap sides. Bulwark says, Anthony, if you like Dune Universe and Conan Exiles or survival games, you will have fun. Oh, okay, there you go. Grisnak, can you have a male and choose Ben? Okay, we've had that one, yep. So yes, how you look means nothing about your race. Yes, yes. You also pick which planet you come from as part of the questions you get asked at the start, but that just gives you emotes based on which option you pick. How do you get fuel for the bike? You craft the fuel, you get a little, what is it called? Chemical refinery? Let me have a look here. Where was it again? This is all stuff I haven't learned yet, so is it... Nope, that's a sand bike. Ore refinery, chemical refinery, there it is. You make a small chemical refinery, like it says in the description. You process raw resources into cobalt ingots, silicon blocks and fuel cell packs. So you gather fuel cells from out in the world that you use to run your generator, and you can use them to craft fuel packs for the bike, which I don't have any with me. I must have left them at my base, but I normally carry one with me. Power cores are easy to come by. They are, yes. Skipped forward again. I'm missing chat. Let me see. Where are we? Me. Here we go. PGN says, I'm all over the place when driving the sandbike. I just can't seem to get the hang of it. Dave Hogg, every time you say blood, I think of Christopher Lee in the Hammer horror film. Oh, the blood. Yanni Panker, hello, good to see ya. Game Labs, oh my, how differently a dismantling bench looks in the future. It does indeed, yes. It does indeed. Question is, you have the stations, where do the workers arrive? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything to do with workers at the moment. You make your own stuff here. Yanni says, you finish work at 7 p.m, but you have a new motorcycle to test, but remember there's a stream at 9, so I missed the 30 minutes. Alright, okay, not a problem. Finally bought that Kawasaki Z750. Damn, that bike is insane. Saw that, we saw the photos. Nice one. What says, be careful. I actually went out and my battery in my bike was dead, and I had it charging, and I went out this afternoon to put it back in the bike, only find it still didn't have enough power, so my battery is absolutely kaput. So I've had to order a new battery, so it's coming on Tuesday. Then get back out on the bike again. PG Ben says, I'm really liking the Swordmaster. The only problem I have is not finding the trainer, and there are a couple of perks I would like to try that need the trainer. So unfortunately, the only trainer that you will find in the beta is the Trooper. The more advanced trainers that you need for the other things are in higher zones that aren't available in this weekend's beta. So unfortunately you won't be able to learn anything more until it actually releases. If the worm eats you, do you lose your base and the stuff, then rage quit like a raptor? If the worm eats you, you lose all the stuff that you had on you. And if you were on your bike, I guess you lose your bike as well. But you don't lose your base or anything. You'll respawn back at your base, and then you just have to craft yourself some new gear. But it's like, if you die out in the world, you'll lose some of your inventory. I don't think you lose all your inventory, and you don't lose your gear. But if you get eaten, and you can go back and pick up the stuff that drops on the ground, you can go back and pick up the stuff you dropped. But if you get eaten by the worm, it's gone. Everything is gone. Completely. You think that you lose your base? Bullet said, I don't think you lose your base. Yes. Just what's on you. Yes, that's right. Grishnak, you lose everything you had on your person, so you have to remake everything. Tools, clothes, etc. It's part of the story. So it's always a good idea, because a lot of the gear that you have requires stuff from the shipwrecks and the research stations to craft. So it's a good idea to have a little bunch of them in your base, so that you can make yourself a new set of stuff. Troy says, I first heard of Dune from Maiden to Tame a Land. Ah, yes, right. Iron Maiden. Feels more survival than Conan due to the water aspect. The water aspect and the worm and keeping out of the sun certainly has a big impact on the game, which obviously you don't get in Conan. You can run about in the desert quite okay. Raven, wow, Troy, not many will get that reference. Well, there you go. How do didn't know that, Troy. Oh, really? Hobo says, I'm joining Harkonian first to get the building set, then betraying them. I am also going to be joining. The Harkonian building set is awesome. The Atreides one is a lot like the Chome set that you get, the sort of sandstone, but obviously you've got to get the wings and the eagle type stuff. But the black Harkonnen set looks amazing. I'm definitely going to be going down that route first. Troy's an old metalhead and loves the early 80s metal scene. Campfire Clowns, hey Max, how are you? Evening all, wish you all a great stream and a fantastic week. Can't stay, Mother's Day in Germany today. Just dropping by to leave a like. We'll catch up tomorrow. Thank you, Mac. Good to see you. Still watching your stream from last night. I'm more than halfway through now. Catching up. David says, completely agree. Think Dune is the survival game that Conan should have been. With Conan there is actually a lot of missed opportunities. I wonder if they'll go back and change things in Conan. One of the things, I probably can't even show you here, can I? I can't show you here. Remind me to show you the half-wall stuff when I get back to base. Because I can't... No, I can't do anything here. Right, let's hand in our contract. So, ooh, got lots of contracts now. So, reach the wreck of the Alcyon, acquire the Holtzman amplifier, deliver 1 amplifier to Griffin's trade spots. Deliver. Drag it into the deliver slot and hit deliver. You got the amplifier, great work. The great houses don't like to admit it, but they deal with scrap merchants all over Dune. Picking clean wrecks and corpses to equip the next lot sent out to die. Ah well, at least my business is booming, so there is still more you can do. I have buyers who will pay good money for Fremen-made goods. The Fremen may be gone, but you can still find plenty of their equipment in the caves scattered around the Haga Basin south. Explore a few caves, collect some of that gear, and I'll cut you in on the profit. Okay. So they want 3 micro-sandwich fabrics and 3 EMF generators. Okay. I can get that. Right, this guy. Talk with him.
Back again, like the sour tang of rancid wine.
Oh, Gavuri. I want to learn from you.
Then listen closely. During the Battle of Arakeen, I was drugged and kept out of it by a group of conspirators. For the sake of my honor, I've spent the last 8 years tracking down and destroying them, one by one. Who knows how the Battle of Arakeen would have turned out if I hadn't been kept away. And now, I have reason to believe the conspirators are nearby. Track them down, kill them. My thirst for vengeance has been slaked by 1,000 flasks of cheap beer, but it is still my price for training.
So this is the trooper trainer. So if you didn't pick trooper at the start, you can learn to be a trooper or open up the trooper abilities from this guy here. So he wants us to do a quest for him first, which is to go and kill 1, 2, 3 people. What did he call them? The conspirators or something like that? And then report back to him and it'll unlock this trooper skill tree. So all the classes will have a guy like this. It's just this is the only guy you can find in the beta. So you can learn the trooper if you weren't started out as a trooper. Accept the contract.
Do this for me, and I'll set your feet on the path of the trooper.
Goodbye. Okay. Oh, there's another player. Mikhail. Hello, Mikhail. Okay. Right, so we have to... Oh, there's another. Oh, it phased in. J. Murties. Hello there. Alright, let's get on the bike. Oh, I've turned the wrong way. Right, there's caves just across there to the east, so let's head over in that direction. Get down the hill. That's annoying, these people have built bases blocking the way. Okay, we can still get down, but a little bit of a further journey, never mind. Right, let me see. What else do we have here? Hobos, Atreides. Dre, the Planetologist trainer is in the beta, that's correct, sorry, yes. I forgot about that. But you have to unlock that through a quest chain. Grishnak says he went for Sword Master knee charge, can be a lifesaver. Let's skipped again. Tor saying, worst thing about this game is spending hours building a really nice looking base only for someone to build a box right next door. Yeah, so I mean, you've got your sub-fief, and the advanced sub-fief console is a much larger area than sub-fief, so if you've put your sub-fief down, and then obviously you can expand it as well. I bet you that in 2 to 3 years this will not be as survival as it is now because people will complain. Possibly. I mean, other games have done the same thing. Let me see. Bobo Gamer says, makes learning Bene Gesserit training is in lore, if you recall. Lady Jessica trains Paul. That's true. Yes. Oh, males learning Bene Gesserit. Yes. Okay. Yes. So Paul is basically a Bene Gesserit. The amount of square bases I've come across in Conan is unreal. Kathy Ann is giving up on her bike dreams. Oh dear. Funcom should have some RP servers where you get banned if you build a box base. Can you find the planet? You can find the planetologist. He's up near the down ship. Yeah, he's just round up above the research station. But you do get a quest eventually from that trade post to send you there. Yeah, Test Lab 2 it is. It's above Test Lab 2. You only lose your base if you build it on the sand. The worm will eat it, or you don't power the generator. So your sub-thief has a shield that protects it from the sandstorm. If you don't power it, which is this is basically their what you call it, the way of clearing the map of players who are not playing anymore. So if you're not powering your shield, you can have, I think it's 21 days, 22 days worth of power in your shield. Then once your shield drops, it runs out of power, the shield drops, you will then, I think over the next 7 days after that, it will start decaying your base with sandstorm, and by that time it will be gone. Right, these are one of the caves that wants us to go and check. So we have to cut open this. There is somebody in there. Let's me stick down my turret. Just one person. GG. Get your blood. Oh no, let's get those darts. I got the darts. No one else in here, just one. Okay, right, well I need more of that microfiber block. So I've now got 9 of that. They want EMF generators as well, doesn't it? That's 1. There's 3, so that's 4. What's that? Have you got nothing exciting? Let's just drink out of there. Okay. The 3 and 3, so I've got 13 of that and I've got 4 of them, so that's what I needed. Head back. Back up we go. Whee. Anthony doesn't want to play it much anymore. Conan, I mean, my server crashes a lot. Really? Have you got too much bases on it? Too many people building too close together? Or when you say server, is it just your own game? Your single player game? Not around this corner. Whoa. Back it in. Right, let's go hand this one in. Are we getting not skill points, what's it? Oh, intel. We're picking up intel points from completing this stuff as well. That's what I need, because intel points is what you need to buy the recipes. Research the recipes. See, each one, like these cost 5. That one costs 3. That one costs 3. But certain things are locked behind missions, like that one there, for example. So it's locked and it says journey complete the footsteps of the Fremen. So once you've complete that journey step, that unlocks that Fremen death still, for example. This one here is locked behind, requires, I need to spend 100 intel points to unlock that one. And I've only spent 32. That one's available, so these are available. These are locked behind intel. Yep. The replicator for the buildings. Where's the one for the... That's the vehicle backup tool. So if you research that and craft that, you can store your vehicle in your tool and not leave it outside. Right. Okay. Deliver items. 3 of that. Deliver. 3 of that. Deliver. Most off-worlders think Fremen were just a bunch of savages, but they made quality goods. No one's ever matched their moisture seal technology, and their mechanisms stand up to the harshest conditions. Pity most scavengers have a superstitious fear of salvaging Fremen gear, but since you're braver than most, maybe you can help me with something else. I have a client who needs something recovered from an Imperial testing station. He's looking for an old poison snooper. Why? Who knows, but he's paying well. The station is not far from Griffin's Reach, but be careful if you go there. A band of scavengers has laid claim to the place, and I've been hearing bad things about them. And anyone who's watched my video of that knows that there's certainly bad things about them. So this is a mission it's sending you to. The Anvil is the next trade post in the next zone, so go and speak to the Harkonnen representative there. There's the same one. Go and speak to the Atreides representative at the Anvil. There's the one. This is Planetology training. Meet Derek Chinara at his outpost above the Imperial station. So we'll take that one as well. That'll do for us now. Una Al-Gabib, good to see you. So there are certainly players online. Right, let's see. You also need to keep your generator fueled. You do indeed. Joe Payne says, I wish the Harkonnen build had less smooth and more angular straight-edged pieces. Enoch Bloody, Bruce Dickinson writing songs about amazing books, etc. without telling people what it's about. So many Iron Maiden songs are about books or movies or stuff like that. Don't forget Steve Harris does the same thing. Yes, indeed. Anthony V34, enjoy your day. Thank you. Have you ever wiped your server? David says, I hear the Sand Beast was supposed to come along when the sandstorm came along, but they were removed and only found in the windswept ruins now. That's not something I've ever heard. What's it called? The Bearded OG is doing. I'm watching the Bearded OG's doing a playthrough, but on a modded server, and when he has a sandstorm, 3 of the sandstorm beasts spawn in at the same time. But that's a mod that does that. Troy says, Anthony, I fight the same battle. I think that's the Planetologist cave. Yep. Just about to start playing. Any good pointers? Stay in the shade. Stay in the shade. Oh, we're scrolled off the top of the screen again. Imagine players complained that they were getting killed. Yeah. Water is life, indeed. Can't forget Mr. Harris. I've seen Maiden so many times in the past, it took ages before I could say I've seen them more times with Bruce in vocals than Paul Di'Anno. Oh, wow. Staying in the shade during the day, that is 100% the thing. And make sure you get as much hydration as possible. Wear factor 300. Fully support the power of the box. Resistance is futile. I name my character Anger. I named my character Anger Thrall just for a laugh, okay? Basically, foundation porcelain cream. Okay, or yogurt. 21 days, yep. Feels like a lot of people build their bases only using the items in favourites and haven't discovered the other tab. That's probably quite true. I do think the building system, while it's really good, it's maybe not the easiest to use UI, and going into the other sets takes a little bit of getting used to. Troy says, I've been fortunate enough to see Maiden a handful of times. It was always amazing. I've probably seen Maiden more than any other band. Rammstein is probably second after that. Paul Churchill said, that blocking building is a good example of poor base building etiquette. I'd rather deal with a box base hell over poor... I mean, what they'd done, if they just put it up a level and put it on pillars so you could go underneath it, that would have been perfect. I'm assuming all the servers will be wiped before the release. Oh, this is wiped. This is not even the real build. Like, you're only limited to level 25, and there's only 3 of the 12 zones. Doesn't have any of the deep desert stuff. There's loads of stuff in this beta that it isn't going to be in the actual game. Lost count of the amount of times I've seen him, but it's been about 67. Wow. Yeah, back to Scott. Yeah, this is not going to be the right build. Hello? Oh, no. That's that name again. Oh. Oh, it's is it Tim? It's something like, I'm sure it's a 3-letter name, but hello guys, hello. I forgot how to pronounce your name. To be fair, I always try to make a cool base, but every time I finish one, it looks like a box. I had a bit of practicing on the beta on building slightly more interesting bases, so hopefully come actual game launch we'll be able to actually get a reasonably good looking base out. Audi's not had a single crash. I haven't had a crash either, yeah, and had very little in the way of bugs. Since it's just a beta, I've been keeping my bases. So exactly, yeah. I mean, it finishes at midnight tomorrow, so everything will be wiped. So that's why I'm not spending too much time trying to build a base up in the Vermilius Gap, because you spend ages doing that and then you don't get any further, and then that's it. It's wiped tomorrow. Seen one base in my playthrough that is 2 stories high, 3 for you Americans, and looks like it's a full base size. Yeah, there's some big bases out there. Any size, any form of transmogrification for outfits in the game. Also, is the colour dyeing similar to Conan Exiles? Can I show you the colour dyeing? Can you get off the bike, please? Customization. So if we pick a scavenger hood, the colour dyeing is based on these swatches. So I've got, that is the standard colour hood, just a black grey thing. You get the Chom swatch, which is sort of white and orange, and then the Mola swatch, which is the blue and grey. I've swatched up all my items. Come back, go to the chest piece. Yeah, the Chom. That's the standard red one. That's how dyeing works. And then there will be transmog in this variant section. So, for example, anyone who completed the character building, the demo character building and performance checker they give you, if you complete that, you're going to unlock a new knife variant, and there'll be gun variants and there'll be sword variants and stuff like that you can use the variant section to make one thing look like something else. Really haven't to bother with the building, no time to... Yeah, so if you're only here for the weekend, you get a basic box up. That one doesn't even have walls. I'm not sure how that's going to be protected by the sandstorm, but yeah, these kind of boxes are basically what you're going to see. That one's a little bit bigger, but it's obviously unfinished. It doesn't have a roof on it. Right, where are we going? We have to get back and go to... We need to go and get topped up in water, and then we can go to testing lab 2 and get poison something or others. Alright. Whee! can just make out the chemical factory just over there, just to the right of my head. You can see the pillars going up. Is it chemical factory or ironworks? The ironworks. Chris Sermons, it sucks that console have to wait a year for it to play. Unfortunately, that is the case. But hey, how long did PC have to wait to get GTA? Hello, somebody else on a bike. Get GTA 5 or Red Dead Redemption 2. It's not unusual to have to get or not everything coming out on the same format at the same time. Bang! Crashed right into a rock. Alright, where's this person running to? Alright, skid round, back in. Right, I don't think I have much. Oh, I've still got one bit of blood in my. Let's deposit that bit of blood. There we go. So my blood things are empty. Why? Still got 9. How much do I need? How much do I need? I've got the blood, so that's 5 for that, and another 5. I need one more intel point to get those 2. Right, let's just drop off stuff in here. Too many darts again. Put them in there. Okay. No, let's get a top up. Get my water all the way up to the top. There we go. So, who was it who was asking for tips? Was it Tony? One of my biggest tips is to make yourself 2 blood purifiers, because it takes ages for a blood purifier to process blood into water. So if you get 2 and put half in one, half in the other, you'll get water twice as fast. And then once you're in the copper zone and you can make water cisterns, because these only hold 1,000 milliliters each, so you'll empty that pretty quickly. But these hold 5,000 more, so all in told, between the 2 blood purifiers and the 2 cisterns, I can hold 12,000 milliliters of water. Handy. Another thing is at a certain point you will start running out of power. So if we go to here, I'm currently at 75 out of 75 power. I'm maxed out. But that's because I have this switched off. This is what you use to make your fuel cells, and if I have this on, I'm now requiring 90 power out of 75. Which has shut down everything in my base. You could make 2 of these to give you more power, but if you don't need an item, just go to general settings and disable it. And that brings power back to everything else and brings your shield back up. So there you go, there's 2 tips for you. Let's see, scene 1, let's see, Churchill, is there any signs of any form of transmog? We've been through that. Sucks console have to wait, yes. Had a minor bug earlier where my audio got stuck sounding like I was in a cave, says Tor. Interesting. And was shut the game down and fixed it? And the variants above those is the transmog. Yes, here we go. How do you say needs green swatches? That's quite possibly going to be coming. Funcom only thinking about PC before console. Well, I mean, how's Funcom's console stuff going with Conan at the moment? But I mean, I'm sad that console people can't play it straight away, but it's just the way of the world. I mean, like I said, we had to wait a long time to play GTA 5 and a long time to play Red Dead Redemption 2. And so many games or consoles are PlayStation specific for the first year or whatever, or Xbox for the first year. This isn't a case of that being locked, it's just they're trying to develop the game from scratch, try to get the working first on PC, and then they will work on the console ports. Grizznet says you can hide under an outcrop in the rocks and be under shelter from the storms. I do doubt walls are needed. Yeah, that's true. Because in my... was it the second episode of the preview? I got caught while looking for a location for a base. I got caught with a sandstorm coming in and I was able to basically jam myself into the rocks. That's maybe true enough. Really wish they would add some smaller stairs. The ramp stairs look ugly. It's probably going to come in another set. Oh, yes. That's what I was going to show you while I'm in my base. Is you can have... in fact, I've got some right there. If we go to R and go to one of these sets and go to walls, we have... that's wide doors here. Half walls, half rounded walls. So a half wall, half rounded walls, size 1 and 2, and half windows. And it means that you can have a half wall, and therefore you can also have half triangle inclines, and so that then fills in that shape there. So that's the normal sloped roof, but instead of going all the way up to another whole wall high, it's only going up to a half wall high. Hello? So these out here, this is a half ramp. So it's a narrower angle. So if I go to inclines, there is the angle of a normal ramp there. But if you do that one there, the half ramp, it's only going up half a wall high. So therefore it's a more shallower angle. So it's a bit like in like Valheim, you get the 45 and the 26 degree angles. So these are the 26 and those ones up there. Oh no. That one, no, that's that one. That's the 45 degree one. So 45, 26. So that helps massively with, if a roof's not quite high enough, you can put half a wall up and you don't have to have a whole wall up. So that gives a lot more variety to building. Right. Just over here is testing station number 2. There is no people. Come on. Let me through. There's no people outside here. All the mobs are inside. Right. Look, you. What were we looking? Oh, we still have to enter it yet. It was a poison sniffer or something we're looking for. Let's see, what have we got? X still here watching with my girlfriend. Well, welcome. There's lots of dead people in and around this one. Alright, so that door there has got yellow corners and it's got red. You can't get through it, the yellow door, but if we pick up the yellow band, it turns green and we can now go through. More people. Oh, the flies flying around him. Lovely. I'm not going to read all this today. If you want to hear the lore that's going on about this place, if you watch the beta preview video I did of testing station number 2, you'll hear it there. Right, blue door locked, can't get through. So let's go this way. Says, I'd like to see a sorting mech like in 7 Days to Die where you could click one button and it will stack on everything that's already in storage. It does that, so if you go up to the storage that says quick storage, if you hold E, it'll, anything in your inventory that's in that storage container, it'll put it in there. So I can just go up to my storage container and go hold E, hold E, hold E, and it does that already. Just like what Q does in Conan. Just make sure you turn the lights when you leave home. Yeah, save power. Let's not go in there. I had a bug earlier where when ADS was in the center of my body, so I couldn't see bugger all and got killed twice. The bug earlier where when I ADS it was in the center of the body. Not sure what ADS means. Orban says, much prefer PC, only thing I'm a bit bummed about in regards to console release is it's easier to game on my PS Portal when my kiddo is awake. Alright. Can't wait for this to be available on the PS5, not too long. So I think they're saying like middle of next year. So yeah, you're probably talking about a year. Let's top up on our water. So this is obviously a testing station where they were working on plants, on growing plants on the rackets, and something's went a little bit wrong. If you listen to all the info things, you'll find that people have gone a bit crazy. Right, so let's drop down our we got them. Okay. GG. Get their blood. Always get their blood. That's why I've got 4. Each pack only holds 3,000 milliliters of blood. I've got 4 of them until we can get the second one, the medium pack that holds a lot more. Constantly filling up the blood things to always have water, because once you start crafting iron, you need water to make. You don't just need iron ore, you need water to make iron ore as well. Once again, guy there, down, and you're down. There's a guy floating about around the corner usually. Oh, there you are. Got you. Yeah, reload, reload. Always reload as well. Get your weapon ready for the next battle. You. Paul said, can't wait 2 years to play Dune. Let me see. Paul saying, I'm a console player. I was deeply unhappy yesterday, but I woke up today and thought, it is what it is. I've decided to get a gaming PC in the next week or so. 25 years since my last PC. Wow. Good for you, Paul. Right, all the water. Get all the stuff off of you. Off of you. Ah, so that square ones we showed you before, that's the ammo, so it's got 40 darts in it. And this one, it's the rounded one with the bigger end. These are the medical ones that have always got healing items in them. Whether it's bandages or later on in the game it'll be the next level med kits. Alright, here's another zone. You out. No, he's too far away from the turret to get him. Oh, he jumped. Whoa. Knife. And parry, and then slash. Okay, okay. Right, you've had your... Oh, I need to reload. Oh, neat. Hitting the wall. Got ya. Right. Heal up. The bandages give you an instant heal, and then you get that little white bit, so it's a heal over time for the second bit. Glad they included half walls in this. One wall makes it feel cramped and 2 walls is too high in Conan. Yes, so I'm really hoping that they're going to introduce half walls and 26-degree ramps and roofs in Conan. That would be amazing. Aim down the sides. Do the door locks again after you exit the whole building, or can you go through the doors every time and come back to the same place? Do the doors lock again after you exit the whole building, or can you go through the doors every time you come back to... no, you need to use up your bands as you go through them. So you get, every time you come back, the coloured doors, you'll get a new band to let you through. Right. Need to take another bandage. So, bandage, instant heal for a little bit, like that, and then you get the heal over time. Is there another one around here? There was. Get that. Right. There's a medical one. Get you. Right, so this is one of the cases. And this has got the automated poison snooper in it, which I think is what we wanted. It is. Right. Get that stuff. Get that stuff. Ammo. Let's just top up in our water while we can. Raven, got to go. Thanks, Anger. Shy Halud. Thank you for popping by, Raven. Great to see you. Have a great week. Can you recommend any sites for overlays for OBS streams, please? And thanks. Let me just check this. Pop. I use streamelements.com. So look, if I go pause, this screen here, or the starting screen, this animated screens, that came from Stream Elements, and so does you go to the stream and you set up the notification thing, and then you add it as a browser alert in OBS, and it pops up that way. Stream Elements is the one I use. Right, down we go. Should be some more around here somewhere. There's somebody sitting down. Let me... Where did that go? Did that go under the stairs? Take you down. Right. Loot you. Take your blood. And loot you. And take your blood. Alright. Ammo. Another mini chest here. There's a medical one here. Loot you. Medical one here. I think there's people down that corridor. There is. You can just see them leaning against the wall. Drop the thing. Activate it. Boom. Take you out. Intel points and skill points. We've now got 12 intel points. I can buy new things, research new things. Oh, I've got no containers left. I'm full on blood. I've got all them filled up. Right, this is the secret door. PC is far more expensive, but if you look at the choice of games compared to console, plus modding and the unbelievable Steam sales, pretty much a no-brainer. Yeah, so you can start using key sites and get your games super cheap. There's another box. I believe I can... So that... We don't need that yet, but I believe if we take it and we get the quest, the contract, because we'll already have it, we can just hand it straight in. Right, gather that. So we now have to deliver automated poison stupor to Griffin Reach trade post. Right, let's get this completed. Loot some chest here. An ammo one, a medical one, a loot one. Right, so here we have a boss. Alright, watch out. He's going to do the knee charge. I need to stagger him. There we go. And then slow blade once. Oh, he tried to slow blade me. Oh, he's punching me. Stagger him, slow blade again, and he's dead.
Access granted.
Access granted. This allows us to go in here. Oh, I need to run a quick heal. That's it. Got a constellation loot chest in here with loads of nice stuff in it. A purple band. Medical stuff. Another medical stuff. While on the bike, can you explain the icons on the left of the bike on the bottom right of the UI? Okay, I'll have to have a look at what that is. To be fair, I'm becoming frustrated with console gaming. I've just been putting off the inevitable with getting a PC, but you're right, PC gaming is more expensive, but also more expansive. Teddy Trent, good to see you. How are you? PlayStation and Microsoft have raised the prices of their console. It may be time for me to get a PC as well, says David. Audu says, what put me off for ages was the technical side of things, but now with YouTube and community like Angers, I found it less daunting. Nice one. Beck, is that Beck away? Thanks for popping by, Beck. Good to see you. Paul, that was the exact reason. Also, tech fear. It's still about time I put the big boy pants on. If you live in the UK, I would recommend Fierce PC from the World. I've had 2 PCs, both work like clockwork, and the only issue I had was sort them out in 15 minutes. Alright, loot, 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 and then we come back out here and we've done the loop. We came in this way and we went that way, round the loop and come back, so that's us completed this area. Let's get out of here. Oh no, we've got this. Now we've got the blue key, we can get... Oh, we didn't pick up the blue key. Ah, never mind. We missed out the blue key to get into that door there, but never mind. It's just a bunch of loot that I've got before. Right, let's get out of here. All's both English and a Scouser, so I'll try them out. Oh, very close to you then. And David also lives in the UK. Right. Right. Having got a little bit of foreknowledge, I think the next mission wants me to craft some bike parts. The only problem is I can't quite remember what bike parts they want me to. It's either a PSU or an engine, and I think it's a couple of treads. Have we looted? It's a power pack. That's a back seat. More power packs. We didn't loot any engine parts. In fact, let's go in here. There is my fuel cell. In fact, let's get rid of all this garbage first. So there we go. Hold E for quick deposits. If you watch on the right hand side of the screen, I'll hold E. There we go. Everything that was in my inventory that's already in that chest, it deposited it. Same with that one. But too many of them now. Too many of them now. We'll scrap off all these other stuff. Recycle that, 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 that. Top up our blood. Deposit. Deposit. Alright, let's craft bike part. Is it an engine or is it a PSU? I think it's a PSU. Let's craft one of them. Tread, 1, 2 of them. May as well do an engine as well, just in case. Right, let's refuel the bike. So let's take one of them into our inventory, go up to here, hold F and refuel. Oh, what was the icons? What was the question? Let me see if I can find the question. You explain the icons on the left of the bike on the bottom right. So this is the how durable the pieces are. So you've got the bike with the 3 treads, you've got the fuel on the right hand side, and then you've got the PSU and the engine on the left hand side. So if I jump off the bike, hold F and go to this manage vehicle, you can see here that 2 of the treads are at 80%, all 3 of the treads are at 80%, the engine is at 71%, which is that there, and then the PSU is still at 100%. And then I've got 2 empty modules that I don't have pieces to put in yet. So it's the state of the grade of each of the bike parts. The K is still safe, and I've now topped it up to 100% fuel. It would have shown you the fuel before as well. Right, can chuck. Oh, I've put it back in there already. There's another Emperor Wing suspensor belt that I've already got one, but I can learn that again. So it gives me the ability to do another one. Right, let me see if these bike parts are ready. So I've got an engine, a tread, and a PSU. Oh, aye. He's run into my house. How did you get into my house? Now they can't get out of my house. There you go, you can get out now. Sneaky. Right. Fill that up. Interesting, so there's a delay that they can get into your house while the door shuts. Oh, run them over. Right, let's go. Oh, I'm not scrolling my text again, let me see. Teddy said, I was about to quit playing Conan till one glorious day I found Anger's tips and tricks. Never looked back since. Thanks again, Anger. You're very welcome, Teddy. Audu soon mention that Audu Gaming sent you, might get a sponsorship. Let's see. PC Specialist is another company in the UK. Have a tool on their website to build your PC. Yep. I tend to buy most of my bits from Scan Technology. I tend not to. Oh, there's a crashed something over there. I tend not to buy. Oh, there is, but with a bike that's blown up with a bad guy next to it. Are there more bad guys over there? There is. There's more bad guys over there. Oh, headshot. Gotcha. Put my turret down. Takes you out. Oh, you didn't go down. Sneaky. You went down that time though. Gotcha. Heal up. Oh, we're in the sun. Get your blood. Run over to you. Get your loot. Get your blood. Run over to you. Get your loot. Get your blood. There's a comment in the chat. You have a YouTube channel. I assume it's called Audio Gaming. It is indeed. With lots of absolute craziness going on with these purges. Anurag, good to see you. How are you? Thanks for the bike info. You're very welcome. Right, round this corner. And across the short gap. I do like the look of that with the pillars going up. And they've obviously got a garage at the bottom. And there must be some sort of stairway going up that column to get up. Pretty cool. A fair amount of foul language. Well, that's true. That's true. Oh, I didn't drink water before I left. Oops. Right, is it up this way? It is up this way. And then up here, take a right at the copper node. And then up that path up there. In we go. And the bike is safe. Let me just quickly heal up again. Alright, hand this in. Deliver items, one of them. Deliver, accept. Aha! So we now have to deliver 1 sandbike engine, 2 sandbike treads, and we'll get an inventory Mark II and a booster Mark II, as well as a bunch of Sims cutter. Oh, okay. Scavenger light armor variant set. Nice. Right, here's your engine. Deliver. There's your treads. Deliver. Trust you put these sandbike components to good use. Thanks for all your efforts, a friend. Okay, thank you. So the next one, speak to the anvil. That one's collect a passage, take it to the anvil. That one is deliver. Enter Imperial Station number 2. Find the vials. Ooh, do we have all of them? Oh, I think we only got one thing. I don't think we got everything we needed. Yeah, enter Imperial Station 2, so we can't quite do that one. But we got some upgrade. We've got a Sims cutter, copper, granite, salvage metal. Okay. How does that compare to that? That does 48 for the copper and granite. That one does 63. That one does 48 for iron, and that one only does 36. That's an improvement over that one. Awesome. That was worth it then. Right, we don't have long left. We'll go and start doing the J contracts proving grounds. Try and kill these people. Right, let's quickly get back to base. Dump this stuff and get some water, and then we'll quickly go and see if we can do that contract. Become a trooper. Or be able to unlock the trooper skill tree anyway. So there's 3 more intel points. We've leveled up to 15. I do say it's the only channel with an ABV of 40%. He's just giving himself an idea. I like when the bike jumps in the air, he stands up. See if we can do that again. We can get some speed up. Yay. He lifts off the seat, just like you would do on a motorbike. That blown up bike. This rough terrain really slows you down. Bang! Right into a rock. Oh, I tell you what, we could actually go and visit the Planetologist. That might be worth doing. Right, let me drop this stuff in here for the snow. Let's drop that in there, that in there, and then put the coins in there. How much coins have I got now? 21,326. Drink. 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 Let's make a backup tool. Bike. Backup tool just in case. In case we get stuck. Right, bike. Backup tool. Craft. 6 ingots and 2 particle capacitors. Take that with us. Yep. Right, let's go and see what the Planetologist has to say for himself. Backed up the wrong way again. You can just see his base just up there, just above. Can you see it from here? You see that little light coming from the top. Stay in the rough to keep away from the worms. Yeah, I guess you could go along the edge of the sand. You just, you only really make the noise when you go out into the deeper sand. Right, that's the testing station. There we go, that's the path there. Crash ship. Oh, somebody has parked their bike here. Right. Follow the lights. Keep following the lights. This way? There we go. Shannara's camp. Oh, somebody's got their bike all the way up here. There he is.
Watch your step, stranger. Those plants are hard to grow out here, and harder to replace. Now, you don't look like the scrap rats that swarm around the place, and you don't look like one of the crazies from the lab. So what brings you here?
My ornithopter, I'm looking for signs of famine. I'm exploring the desert.
Exploring the desert sounds like the kind of thing old Pardo Kynes used to do. His exploits here on Arrakis were legendary back on Kaitane.
Who are you?
Derek Chinara, planetologist, botanist, and political exile, I'm afraid. I've been stuck out here for a while. I learned the hard way. Never say the wrong thing to someone from Kaitane.
So, because I chose peon, I've got a peon option here. Never trust a bureaucrat. Words to live by.
Cyprian Io. I loathe that name. Barely a planetologist at all. To think of the legacy of the Kynes in the hands of this fop makes me sick.
I would like to learn from you.
I would gladly teach you, but there is something I must do. Perhaps we can help each other out.
What do you need?
You look like something that stumbled out of a shipwreck. I don't have any way to pay, unless you're interested in a planetary ecology lesson.
Okay, so somewhere in the testing station is a cache of the mimic film reels detailing what exactly the old Empire was doing in its facility. The cache was hidden when the lab was sealed, so it may be hard to find, and the scavengers occupying make matters easy. Good luck. So enter the station and find the mimic fields. That's something else we'd have to find in there, so accept that.
That's easy. Somewhere in the station is a manifest containing a full log of the supplies that were sealed. Be careful.
Okay.
The people in that lab are odd.
They sure are.
Hadn't gone very far.
Okay, goodbye. So, Imperial Testing Station records. I wonder if that's what he wants.
You've come back.
I've brought you the manifest. Is that what you want?
Have you done as I... You have?
Aha!
That's incredible. I thought those crazies down there would keep me stuck here forever.
Next.
Oh, wonderful. Say what you will about the old Empire, but they knew how to keep a record.
I believe you offered to teach me something about planetary ecology.
Yes, of course. I haven't forgotten. Pay attention. Life, all life, is in the service of life. There. Though I must confess, I wasn't expecting such an apt pupil. It was more like you were remembering than learning. Odd.
Okay, we've unlocked the planetologist skill tree. So, let's see. This one is vehicle repair. Reduces durability loss by 15%. Suspensor pad ability. Drop a suspensor device that launches yourself and targets into the air. Useful for navigation and traversal. Abilities must be equipped and activated from the ability bar. That sounds a little bit like a Shiga wire claw, but you're putting a pad down to spring you up. And increases your cutter ray yield by 10%. Interesting. Obviously you can only have 2 abilities slotted at a time. Eventually you'll unlock a 3rd one, but there's a lot of abilities to pick from. So at least we've got the tree now, and we've got 11 points that we can unlock stuff with. Let me see. Davis says, has learned a lot from watching Audu's purges and a few new words. It's anything about the purge Audu doesn't know it, then it probably ain't worth knowing, says Game Labs. Indeed. Right. Suppose you stay in a rough... Okay, we had that one. Spends more time in the sand than David Hasselhoff. Your Mandem, hello there. Hanga, I forgot what bike you have IRL. It's a street bike, right? Yeah, so it's a Yamaha MT-09 is my bike. Can't see you stand up when you jump your bike over the speed bumps. No, but I have done some motocross in my time as well. I've been off-road. I wonder who left their bike here. It's a strange place to leave their bike. Come all the way up to the top here and then leave it there. Smoke. Oh, there's from a crashed ship here. Anything interesting on it, or has it just got scrap metal? Nope, looks like it's just scrap metal. Okay, right, need to get back to my bike now, I suppose. Where did I come from? This way? Oh, the bike's on the compass. Okay, I came up this way. There it is. There it is. Right, it's a couple of minutes to 10. We're almost out of time. Remember to come into the light shadow. How long in real time is each part of the day and night cycle? Also, is there a dusk and dawn? So the sun definitely rises and sets, and obviously leaves shadows. The shadows are different because as it is dawn, you'll have long shadows on one side of a rock, and once it's dusk, you'll have long shadows on the other side of the rock. I need to go down that way. But actually, I've never timed how long the day-night cycle is. I'm not actually sure. I'm struggling to work out how to get back down again. Ah, there's lights down that way. There we go. There's the crashed ship. Right, okay, let's head this way. Because this will be my last time playing this beta weekend. I'll be working tomorrow. Oh, don't tell me you've blocked off that zone as well. Who are these people? Can I go over that? Yeah, so I'm not going to be playing this anymore. So we're going to head out into the deep desert. And we're going to see if we can make friends out here. This is not the deep desert, sorry. Just a big gap. Let's ride about making noise. In fact, let's go across to... that you... There's one spouting up. You going to come for me? Nope, I guess that one was too far away. Ah, that one's closer though. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Woomph. Got me. Do donuts, yes, exactly. Ooh. We're in a spice dream. Talk.
You have been called by him, by
Shai
Shai
Hulud.
Yet you live. This must also be of his will. Shai Hulud speaks and says, "Be prepared."
He's taking
to
all that you have found
appreciate
in
what
soul,
you
known,
need.
or
Plain words, then.
This comes for
Pay
you. He takes what you
attention.
have. Do not tempt Shai Hulud.
When
Fear
the
him or
worm
lose all.
A fool with a great destiny who is destroyed.
Oh, so it's explaining
by
that you
God
lose everything.
is just, yes, except this once.
Ooh.
Shai Hulud is troubled by your hollow soul. I offer you this gift.
Oh, so I get a sand bike back.
Once and once only.
But only once, okay.
A choice.
Cannot be
once
undone.
made.
Blah blah blah. Awaken. Connecting back to my siege. Sand rat. Yeah, it's the first tooth I've gotten, yes. I've had a lot of close calls, but I've never actually been eaten by a sandworm before. Okay, so we're at 10 o'clock now, so that is going to do it for today. So thank you everybody who joined us today. Something a bit different with the whole Dune Awakening beta weekend on the go. It's finally great to be able to share Dune Awakening with everybody instead of being under... Right, I want to go to home base and respawn. Yeah, it's finally great to be able to actually share it with you because it's something I've been playing for quite some time, but been under NDA and not been able to tell anybody about it. We look under our inventory, not that inventory. We got our we didn't get a tooth, but we got all the bits we needed to make our bike again. Okay, and we actually spawned on top of our sub-thief. But that's going to do it for today. We'll hang about on our roof. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. Thanks for everybody joining the chat. It's great to see you all again. Have a great what's left of your weekend. Have a great week going forward. And we'll hopefully see you back here next Sunday, where we'll probably be back in Conan again. Okay, thanks everybody. See you later.